Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to start the new chapter, that is the design of connections. And in this, we are going to study the classification of simple connection or flexible connection. So let's start. Now in the connection part, the connections are provided whenever two steel elements are connected together. That means if we consider any structure that is made up of steel elements, so let's say I'm considering one story building that is made up of steel members. So let's say this is the typical building which is of one story. So it is having all the elements made up of steel structures. So these are the columns, these are the beams, and this is the steel plate which will be laid over the beams, and these columns are resting on the footing. So these points, all of these members or the elements of the structure, these are to be connected together. So the connection which is provided between the beam and the column, or between the beam and the different beam, that type of connection is to be designed here. So primarily the design that we'll be looking at, that will be for the beam to column connection. That will be our major focus. And the second type of design or the connection that we'll be looking at, that is the beam to beam connection. That means if we are providing the connection between the primary beam and the secondary beam, that has to be designed for carrying out the load sufficiently. Now in the frame of a building, a beam may be attached to another beam or to a column. Now, in that case, the design of connection under a system of load is the prime concern for the designer. So, when we are considering the beam to column connection, so this beam to column connection that we are providing, it can be connected using the fasteners, that is of different two types, that is of further two types. Then the second type of option that is available to us for the beam to column connection is through the welds. Now in the case of the fasteners, we are having two options, that is the rivets or either using the bolts. Now as per the Indian Standard Code number 800 edition of 2007, it recommends the use of the bolts because it is more ductile and it provides the more ductile, it is preferred because it provides more ductile connection. Since it provides, so bolted connection in the case of fasteners are preferred since they provide more ductile connection. So that's why the movement will be allowed there, that means the members will be allowed to rotate. While in the case of welds, the members will be attached rigidly, therefore the moment resistance will be there. Now therefore, based upon this criteria that I've just told you, these beam to column connections, these are classified further into three different categories. Now based upon the criteria that I've just told you, these beam to column connections are further categorized into three types. So the first one, or the first type of beam to column connection that can be provided, that is the topic of the today's lecture, that is the flexible or the simple connection. That means this flexible or simple connection, as it may be understood from the name itself, that whenever we are providing the connection between the beam and the column, so let's say this is the I section which is acting as a column for a frame of the building. So this is the I section, so it is symmetrical. So just assume it that it is this symmetrical. Now this I section, that is a column, this column is to be attached with the beam. So let's say a beam is attached at this position and it is again the I section. So from the side we will be seeing this part only. So this is the column and this is the beam. So this beam to column connection is to be provided. Now for this connection we can provide the direct bolting or using the rivets or through the weld. Any of the option can be used. But if the connection has been designed in such a way that the movement or the elements which are connected at this particular point, those are free to rotate. That means the elements are permitted to rotate freely. That means there will be no moment resistance, or there will be no resisting moment. That means the connection has to be designed only for the shear. That means the vertical load which is coming onto the connection, that is to be taken care of only, and for that load only the connection has to be designed. So in the case of flexible or the simple connection type, the connection is to be designed only for the shear force which is coming onto the connection part. Now the second type of connection in the beam to column connection can be of rigid type. So the second type of connection that can be provided in the beam to column connection is the rigid connection. So rigid connection, as it is also understood from the name itself, that the connection has to be designed in such a way that the beam ends, that means the elements or the connection connecting the elements. So this means that the connection connecting the steel elements are to be designed in such a way that the beam ends are not free to rotate. There is no permission to rotate for any member. So in this case there will be a restraining moment which will be developing. So a restraint moment is developed, and because of that the connection is to be designed now for both the shear force as well as for the moment which is coming onto the connection. So the shear plus moment has to be taken care when we are designing the rigid connection. So that means majorly we have discussed two types of connection, that is the flexible and the rigid connection. And in this flexible one, the members are free to rotate, while in the rigid connection those are not free to rotate. But ideally it is not possible to achieve either the flexible connection or perfectly rigid connection. So that means the condition lie somewhere in between. So that's why the third type of connection comes in the picture, that is the semi-rigid connection, which are the most of the cases. Although when we are designing for the steel elements, we consider either the rigid connection or the simple connection only. But in actual, the connection that we are providing that acts like the semi-rigid one. And actual, these type of connections exist. So as you can see from the theoretical connection characteristic curve, that corresponding to ideally rigid curve, there should never be any rotation allowed. That means this x-axis should be always equal to 0. That's why this rotation is not there. That means the curve is along the y-axis only, that is along the moment. That means for the ideally rigid connection, the moment will be developing, but there will be no rotation for the elements. Similarly, for ideally flexible connection, there will be no moment. That means the rotation will be allowed up to infinite amount. So that means the individual elements will be allowed to freely rotate up to its limit, and there will be no restraining moment which will be developing. Although the actual connection that we are providing, that is the connection that we are designing, that is flexible and the rigid connection, those are having some deviation from the ideal curves. So these are the deviations which are observed here. So that means in actual the connections that we are providing, they do not behave in the ideal manner and they somehow deviate from the ideal condition. But in actual, the connection that we will be having, that will be acting like this semi-rigid connection. So that's why the connection part has to be understood. Although for the designing purpose, we will be designing either in the form of the rigid connection or in the form of the flexible connection. So these rigid connection, these rigid connections are also known as the moment restraint connections. So now we have discussed the three types of connection by which the beam and column can be attached. So these rigid connections that we are providing, these are considered for the tall buildings, that is for the industrial buildings mainly, because they are capable of resisting the wind which are occurring at the suitable height. So because the industrial buildings are very tall in nature, that's why there will be a wind force that will be acting onto the building. So to resist those wind forces, these rigid connections are helpful. So some of the flexible connections are shown in the figure. As you can see that these flexible connections are classified. As I've told you, these flexible connections are further classified into different categories. So we will be looking at them. So flexible connection, these are also known as the simple connection, and these are also known as the shear connection. Only because of the reason that these connections carry out only the shear force. That means they transmit only the shear force, because the beam ends are free to rotate. Therefore, the moment which is developing, or the restraining moment which is developing, that is equal to 0. Now, these flexible or the simple connection or the shear connections, these can be further classified into 3 categories. So, primarily these are of 2 types, that is the framed connection or the seated connection. Now, these seated connections, these are of further 2 types, that is, one is the unstiffened seated connection, and second one is the stiffened seated connection. So everything will be clear one by one. So the framed shear connection or the framed simple connection. So when the framed connection is to be provided, the web of the beam, so this is the beam, and this I section that we are showing here, that is the column. So when the web of the beam, because it is also an I section, so web of this I section is connected to the column part, then that type of connection is known as the framed connection. While when the a seat is provided below the beam to place the beam over its horizontal leg, then that type of connection is known as the seated connection. Now this seated connection may further be supported by some other angle which are known as the cleat angle, that we will be looking when we will be dealing with the seated angle. So these seated angle then can further also be supported with the help of the optional location for the cleat angle, which are known at this position as the web angle. So these are the 2 possible types of the connection, that is the framed or the seated connection. So now one by one we will be dealing with these 2. So the first one is the framed connection. So framed connection are considered when the web of the beam is connected to the column flange. Web of the beam is connected to the column flange. That type of connection that we will be obtaining, that is known as the framed connection. And these seat angles which are provided in the case of the seated connection, they may be provided in the framed connection also, so to help in the erection part, but they will not be used, or they will not be transferring any load. So they will not be used as any load transfer mechanism. They will be used only for the erection part. That means the load transferred by the seated angles in the case of framed connection, that will be equal to 0. So this type of connection is essentially designed for the shear force, as we have seen already. So there is no chance of the movement here. So it is essentially designed for the shear force only. Now the second type of connection that can be provided in the flexible type of connection, that is the seated connection. Now in the seated connection, a beam is supported over an angle section connected to the column. Now how do we provide this seated angle? So this seated angle is provided in this manner, so that this horizontal leg it is providing, or it is making a seat for the beam to rest over it, while this other leg, this is connected to the column flange, and another angle is provided at the top of the beam section, and which provide the lateral stability to the beam. So these will be clear from the diagram. So let's look at the diagram. So this black figure that is shown to you, that is representing the framed connection. So in the framed connection, I've told you this is the beam, while this part is the column. So the web of the beam, because as you may be aware of that this I section, I said this is an I section. So this I section, for this I section, these 2 positions are known as the flanges of the I section, while this vertical position in the middle, that is known as the web of the column section. or web of the beam section, that is web of the I section. So when the web of the beam part, that is the web of the beam, is connected to the column flange, that type of connection is known as the frame connection. That was the definition of the frame connection. While the definition for the seated connection, that was that we were providing a seated angle which was placed in such a manner that its one leg is providing a position or a seat for the beam to rest over it, while the other leg is connected to the column flange. And to support it, another angle is provided at the top, which is known as the cleat angle. So this cleat angle is provided at the top, which is providing the lateral stability to the beam. That means by providing it, we are ensuring the lateral stability for this beam. That means under any type of rotation, under any type of torsion, this beam will not twist over from its place. Similarly, now this seated connection can further be of two types that we will be looking elaborately in the upcoming lectures. So this seated connection can be of unstiffened type or the stiffened type, and that is primarily designed based upon the load which is carried by them. So if the load is lesser category, then the connection that is to be provided or preferred, it is of unstiffened type. While when the heavier loads are present on the connection, then the load or the connection, when the loads are heavier, then the connection that is to be preferred, that is the stiffened seated connection. So what is these frame connection and how do we design them? That will be looking at the. So what are these frame connection and how do we design them? That we'll be looking in the next lecture. So thank you.